basically forget everything except your username and password for LNet. Then all you guys do is just log in, and it's got all the information up there for you. Okay, and then it's got all my information below that. So if you need to get a hold of me, or if you forget my phone number, or you need something like that, it's always in there. Okay, so I would go to Blackboard first, just for logistical stuff. Okay. What I would also do is I'd look daily at the announcements. Okay, some of you guys might have already logged into Blackboard, some of you guys may not have. But in Blackboard, I know it's difficult to read, but basically I just posted some stuff about welcome to the course. I'm excited to teach you guys. If you have any questions, contact me, just some basic stuff in there. Okay? So just check through that periodically. What I'll also do is I'll post due dates, and if there's any problems that are very difficult, what I'll do is I'll post a hint under the announcements for that as well. Okay? Because sometimes there are problems, like I make them up, and I didn't realize how difficult they were when I made it up. It happens. Okay? Some of you guys probably ran into that. Like you just get a ridiculous problem that just keeps going and going and going and going and never stops. Okay? So if that happens, you might want to check Blackboard first to see if it's one of those problems. Okay? If it ever does happen that it's just one of those problems that takes like 4 pages, I'll probably just be like, forget it, don't worry about it. Okay? All right, files and documents. Guess what's under there? Surprise, file and documents. All right? If you lose the syllabus, copy of the syllabus is there. All the assignments for the semester are posted. So if you guys want to go under there, and let's say tonight for some reason you just want to do every single assignment that's offered, then you just go in there and do all the assignments. Okay? I won't hand out paper copies of these, so all you guys have to do is just download those and get them. Okay? What else is in here? Exam reviews. So if you basically want to take a look at what an exam looks like, just go to the exam reviews. These are literally just old questions that I pulled off of old examinations. Sometimes in my old age, I just literally put the same questions on an exam review. So it never hurts to look through it to make sure you guys are okay with it. What else do we have? The guided notes. I handed those out to you guys at the very beginning of class, okay? I'll try to make copies for these, but if you're absent, you might want to go in there and print those out so that way you can copy them from another classmate, okay? I only have the first 4 up, okay? I do plan to have the rest of them up sometime soon for you guys, but that's literally like the first month of the course, so you guys should be good with that. Solutions to assignments and examinations. So anytime we have an assignment, what I'll do is I'll post the solutions to that. And that way, when you guys get the assignment back, you can just look through to see if you made any errors, what those errors were. I might not specifically mark, or might not write in like a comment as to what you did wrong, but I might circle where you went wrong, and then I might say see solutions, okay? Because obviously there's 25 of you, actually no, 27, sorry. And there's 1 of me, so the ratio gets a little bit difficult for me to write specific notes for everybody, okay? But if it's something I keep seeing from you over and over again, then I'll write like a little note there, okay? So don't get offended if I don't write a note. I just want to make sure you guys know where you went wrong and then know how to remediate it, okay? And then worksheets. If there's any in-class worksheets that I give out, that's where you go to. Okay, so everything in the course is already posted online for you guys. Email. Surprise, email. All right. Let's say for some reason you're going to miss, like I said, October 17th or whatever, and you just wanted get to know if somebody's on campus. You just email all users and just say subject, I'm not a creep, I just want notes, and just type in there, I'm going to be on campus from X time to Y time. Does anybody have class at the same time that I'm free, or can let me copy their notes? Nice and easy. Okay, like I said, there's 27 people. The likelihood that you're going to find somebody in the class that's willing to share notes is pretty high. Okay, so I would recommend that first to being able to go through and do anything else. Okay, I'm not going to email you guys. You probably already get enough junk. All right, grades. Surprise, that's going to be your grades. There's nothing posted under there because there are no grades. Okay, and then the very last link is textbook. Guess what's under there? Surprise, the course textbook. Okay, so like I said, if you didn't want to buy the textbook, I already have a copy of it online for you guys. All right, it's the 4th edition. So the only detriment to this is for those of you guys that like to use like a physical copy of the text. The textbook is 993 pages. So either A, the library is going to kill you, or B, you're going to be killing yourself with paper. So you don't have to print it out. I don't ask you guys, I don't assign anything from the textbook, but I do have it there as a resource for you guys. Okay? If anybody wants to give me money as to what the textbook costs because I posted it online, just leave it up front as you leave. That'd be nice. I'll make sure I buy myself good beer this weekend instead of cheap beer. Okay? All right. So does that make sense, guys, as to why the textbook's optional? It's online. Okay? And most stuff now is online anyway. So I tried to cut down the cost. By the way, how much was the textbook in the bookstore? Anybody know?
200 just to rent.
200 to rent, okay, so, or just to get a copy of it for the semester, so.
Um,
Yeah, so if anybody wants to give me $200 a piece, that would be lovely, so, or even half of that, that'd be great, that'd be like double my salary.
I got it from Amazon for $50.
Oh, yeah,
Rent.
yeah, if you get it online, you can get a lot cheaper, but you know the bookstore, right? Yeah. And now you got that on recording, so now you can just show it to the bookstore and then you can fire me, whatever. Okay, other questions I can answer, sir, please.
Okay, I look at your syllabus, but you never laid out anything like which are the practice problems for us to do on the book.
If you want some practice problems, I'd be happy to, after class, just circle them for you guys.
Okay.
Or if anybody wants to do the ones that are in there, I'd be happy to just like make up a list for you guys. Quite honestly, in the past, nobody's ever asked me for more work, so that's kind of new to me that somebody wants to do more work, which isn't a bad thing, I appreciate it. But yeah, just let me know if you guys want some extra problems, I can assign them out of the book, it's not a big
Okay.
deal, okay? All right, other questions I can answer for you guys? Standard math class, yeah, suffering, yeah, sorry. Okay, a little bit about me if you care, and if you don't care, that's fine too. Let's see, this is my 13th year at Harvard torturing students. I've taught everything from 1 + 1 up to differential equations. I'm in charge of the honors program, I'm in charge of the honors society. I'm the divisional assessment assistant, some crap like that I got appointed to. So if I don't immediately get back to an email, it's not like I'm avoiding you. Got my computer science degree in 2001, sorry, it hurt to think. Got my master's degree in math in 2006. I don't know, anything else just ask, baseball, beer, that's pretty much it. Okay, so there you go, that's my
No
life story.
football?
What's that?
No football?
No, you know, I don't mind football, but, you know, I play softball on Sundays, so, you know, and all day Sunday, so, yeah. Sorry, and that's what everyone else does, so. Not that I don't follow it, I mean, I know I'm current on it, but if you ask me, like, you know, what's a quarterback rating, I mean, I know what a quarterback rating is, I know how to compute it, but if you ask me what Flacco's quarterback rating is based on last year, you're like, okay, that's great, so, okay. So, anything else, guys? We good? Pretty straightforward. All right, cool. All right, so let me load this up, and we'll get started. By the way, if you guys have questions, let me know before you guys forget your question. I forgot what I said 3 minutes ago, so I'm sure if you guys have questions, don't wait until after class, because I bet you there's somebody else with the exact same question. All right. I'll never yell at anybody for saying that's a dumb question or anything like that. I promise, haven't done it. Sorry. There it is. Okay, guys. So, and then let me ask. I know a few guys might have walked in a couple moments late. So, does anybody need the this document that I gave out? Okay. Oh, there might be two in there. No, just one. You're welcome, sir. Okay. And I'd ask if anybody else needs it, but I'm out here, so. Oh, wait, so. Anybody else need one? Oh, there's an extra. Maybe that's why I don't have any more. Trade. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. And then, so let's go ahead and start filling out some of these definitions so that way we can start working on some of these problems involving logical forms and logical equivalents, okay? So the first part of the course, we're just going to go through logic, definitions, logical connectors. So there's going to be very little arithmetic, okay? But there's going to be a lot of like critical thinking that goes on, okay? So any time we talk about, and I'm going to just write up here because that thing's not calibrated well. Anytime we talk about a statement, okay? A statement is basically a sentence that's either true or false, but not both. It could be either quantitative or qualitative, okay? Like for instance, a statement, a very simple statement could be, my name is Chris, okay? Another very simple statement could be, I'm a millionaire, okay? Doesn't matter if it's true, doesn't matter if it's false, it just matters that it's either true or false. In other words, it's not an opinion, okay? Like for instance, you guys could say, the best color on earth is red. That's not a statement, okay? So again, statement is something that's true or false, but not both, okay? A statement with its only one idea is a simple statement, okay? So I'm just going to number these. So anytime we have a simple statement, that's basically what I just said, okay? So if I say, my name's Chris, I'm a millionaire, okay, my name is Chris, period. That's one simple statement. I'm a millionaire, that's another simple statement, okay? If it has two or more statements and it's connected by a logical connector, That's going to be called a compound statement, just like a compound sentence. For instance, a compound statement could be, my name is Chris and I am a millionaire. Okay, that's a compound statement. Okay, or I could say, my name is Chris or I'm a millionaire, something like that. But it has two different ideas to it, just like a compound sentence would have. All right. Sometimes there's going to be statements that are always true. Sometimes there's going to be statements that are always false. Okay? A statement that's always true is called a tautology. Okay. And again, that's logically. Okay? It doesn't matter necessarily in real life. Okay? Like, as far as I know, my name is Chris is going to be a tautology. Okay, I'm not planning to change my name anytime, unless for some reason I get busted by the IRS and I have to flee to Mexico. All right, then I'd have to change it. Okay. A statement that's always false is a contradiction. Okay. All right. For instance, I make a lot of money. That's a contradiction. I will never make a lot of money because I'm a teacher. So these are all, I guess, the basic sort of ideas that we're going to go through, okay, or I guess the most essential stuff that we need. And I'm going to guess some of you guys have heard this stuff before, some of you guys have never heard it. It's easy stuff. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. Now I want to talk about these logical connectors, okay. When we have these logical connectors, in mathematics, instead of using the word and, we use the upside down V or the caret, okay. If you see this symbol, or, it's like a V, it's going to be, it's basically the same thing as an or, which is going to be a V. Not, some of you guys in computer science, like I think for C or C++, use the exclamation point. We use the tilde, okay, that's called a negation. And then a conditional statement, if then, is just going to be an arrow. Okay, we're going to see how to write these things in a few moments, but I just want to make sure when you guys see these, you know what they mean. Okay? So basically, for those of you guys that are programmers, you start out with your basic syntax. This is the most basic syntax of mathematical logic. Okay? So this is where we start with this stuff. Okay? In mathematics, whenever you have two simple statements joined by an and, that's called a conjunction. Okay? If it's connected by an or, it's a disjunction. If it's not, it's a negation. And then, like we said before, a conditional statement is an if-then. Okay? Generally, I'm going to use this terminology, okay? So if you hear those words, make sure you know when I say conjunction, I mean an and. Disjunction or, negation not, and then conditional if then. Okay? All right, so just a few more of these, and then we can go ahead and start working on some examples of when we would use this stuff. Okay? So when we talk about a statement form, okay? A statement form is an expression made up of statements and logical connectors. Okay, so So now we're basically saying, okay, if I have a compound statement and it starts having some logical connectors in it, that's when it starts becoming a statement form, okay? So now we're starting to be able to define some simple statements, to be able to write them using the mathematical lexicons up there, okay? In a conditional statement, the antecedent is the statement that logically precedes others, okay? So if I talk about an antecedent, that means that's going to be the first part of a conditional statement. Okay. And then the second part is going to be the conclusion. So there's an antecedent and then there's a conclusion for this. Okay. Sometimes the conclusion is called the predicate as well. Okay. So let me in parentheses. Almost like an English sentence. Okay, you always have like your noun part and then your verb part.
I'm typically used to writing predicate.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be okay if I use, it's like the same representation of it, but just a different word?
Perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yep. I don't really care which one of those you use. If I put it up there. Okay, good question. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, if you guys are used to something else, just ask me beforehand. Like for example, like the tilde. Like if you've been programmed for 16 years of your life to use exclamation point, just use exclamation point. just ask me first, or define what it is, so that way I know that you know what it is. Okay, that's all. Okay, so any questions I can answer for you guys about these definitions? I mean, it's basically it is what it is stuff, okay? So I want to start by taking a look at how we're going to start writing some of these statement forms, okay? So the first set of examples that we have up here, okay? I want to write the following statements using defined variables and symbols, okay? So these are really easy problems. It's just kind of getting our feet wet with these statement forms, okay? So for letter A, the sky is blue and the grass is green, okay? Again, it doesn't matter if it's true, doesn't matter if it's false. Here's how I would write this symbolically, okay? I have two simple statements going on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to define P is one simple statement and Q is another simple statement, just like you guys would do with a string in computer science, okay? So if I was to ask you guys to define P, okay, what would be one of the simple statements that exist in
The
this sentence?
sky is blue.
The sky is blue, okay? So for P, we would write the sky is blue. Not blue, blue. Sorry, spelling doesn't count. And then for Q, what would be the other simple statement?
The grass is
The
green.
grass is green. Okay, so the sky is blue, the grass is okay. Without those definitions, if you just wrote the answer without defining those, it means nothing. Okay, it's just like if you guys tried to execute a computer program and you didn't define like P as an integer, as P as a floating point or something like that, wouldn't matter. Your program would crash. Okay, so if I want to write this using our syntax, the sky is blue and the grass is green, what I would say is P and Q, okay? And the answer is actually all of this stuff, okay? So you have to define your variables first, and then you have to write the statement, okay? And don't forget, guys, like we said before, logical connector, this guy means and, okay? So we're just going to be seeing these over and over. By the time we're done with this section, you'll probably remember what's an and, what's an or, etc. Okay, easy enough, right guys? If this was 5 points on your first examination, you'd all get 5. Okay, another question. Sean is not tall